morning. Welcome to Hangout and Art. This is a live stream, and hopefully we'll have a live audience. And it's just a place where I work on some art projects and chat along with some friends who are also either working on art projects or just doing whatever. And we just try to bounce ideas off each other and maybe get some inspiration. So, morning, Galena. How are you today? So we'll just wait a few minutes before we get started. I'm a little late this morning. Sorry about that. Hey, Galena, how's your desk coming? It looked really nice. Oh, and also, this isn't a tutorial. It's just a place to hang out and do some art. If I'm not a trained artist, you can just follow along. It's how I do stuff. So if it gets slow, just fast forward. Hey, Picola. Hey, Jean. How's everybody this morning? Oh, nice, Galena. It looks like a good sized desk for doing art on. So let me just get my stuff set up here. I think today what I'm going to do is I'm going to just show real quick how to put together a couple journals and then maybe work in my art journals today. I haven't done that in a while. Hey, Janet, how are you? Oh, that's kind of nice, Galena, because I like having a taller desk so I can stand up in art and then I don't hurt my back. So yeah, sometimes I use a stool or I stand. Oh, that's good, Janet. Hey, how's the weather? Did you get any more storms last night, or are they coming today? Oh no, Jeannie was up early. What, just couldn't sleep, Jeannie? Hey, Joan. Oh, okay. Yeah, we had some blow through last night, but not bad at all. It's been crazy this year. Hey, Joan, I brought some of your stencils to my art journal club, and the ladies love them. They're gonna check them out on iStencil. So what's anybody working on anything fun, anything artsy and fun? Just trying to get set up here. Morning, Eileen. How are you? Oh, yeah. Yes, Janet, you better feed Roxy. You don't want her mad. Okay, let me, I am just going to set up my other screen. So I can see what's going on. How's the sound in the picture today? I know last time when I started, the sound was a little wonky. Okay, Joe's working on cards. That sounds good. Okay, good sound. It looks and sounds good. Morning, Judy. Judy, you're up early. Eileen's working on laundry. Yeah, I should be working on laundry. It'll get done. It'll get done. All right. Sound, okay. Move this guy over here so I can see chat while I'm arting. Uh-oh, what did I do? Okay, here I need that's the one I need. All right, let me move this here. Sorry guys, I got delayed this morning. Joan, throwing shade at Eileen there. Hey, Cheryl. Anybody else I missed? I think I said hi to everybody. All right, so let's check out the camera. That's way too close. Okay, the print on the jelly print on my desk is a cleanup print. It's probably the favorite print I got all weekend. Morning, Teresa. I know, Joan, it was funny. Okay, so today, is Colleen here this morning? I was going to show how to put together two art journals really quick, and then I thought I would just work in some of my art journals because I don't think I've really done that on stream, and just give you guys an idea how I work. I usually don't sit down and do a page start to finish. I just kind of flip through my journal and see what catches my eye and then kind of go from there. All right, let's straighten out the camera. So here I'll flip through these are the Colleen got an iWatch that is going to work her to death. Oh, that's not good. I want one that instead of that tells me to get up and walk around, I want one that's like, okay, sit down, take it easy. Mine usually tells me to breathe. I think that's because I have a 18-year-old son. Okay. I know, really, but everybody'd buy it. Okay, relax, go get a massage, put your feet up. Those are the kind of prompts I want. Not get up and walk. You're short on steps. Okay, I'm just gonna grab my Diet Coke and then we can get started. Okay, so I did do a little organizing this weekend. So I think I went through my ephemera drawer. I kind of got that organized. I think that's what kind of prompted me to work in my journals because now I can see stuff that I have that I can journal with. So, morning, CB. Anybody do anything fun over the weekend? Anything exciting? That's my Diet Coke. I know it sounds like a cool one, but it's a Diet Coke. All right. Okay, so I'll flip through. These are all my cleanup prints from over the weekend at my art club. This is probably my favorite. And these are all with the Diane Reevesley paint, which I know I've used them to art journal before, but I think over time they just get they get thicker. And I think because it was so warm, it was hard. I had a hard time with it. But I did end up with some nice prints. The peachy one, yeah, that one's pretty. Here's another one. And then I always do this when I brought my bigger jelly plate, so there's always leftover room. And I try to take like one page and just make another sheet out of that. So that'll be kind of fun collage fodder. Here's some blue. So actually, I think the cleanup prints, this one's fun too. The cleanup prints turned out better than the ones I put in my journal. I'll show you those. This is one of the original Diane Reevesley journals with the good and the bad paper. And I've only done a few pages. I can do a quick flip because there's only 4 pages. But recently I went over this. That's the icing. That's Finnabar's icing through one of Joan's stamps. This page I just finished. That had been set as a background for a while. This was actually one of my first coloring book pages I did, and I had cut it out. So, and I'm telling you, you can find a quote for anything. All I did was I Googled turtle quotes, and there was like a whole list of turtle quotes, which I thought was kind of funny. This is a page, it must have been 2 or maybe 3 years ago. I did this while Xandra was streaming. She worked from one of the magazines on this Diane Reevesley page, and I was following along with her. And I like how this turned out. Oh, I should write that in my book. I should put that in here. Robert saved a turtle. Yeah, I do like this. This is this is the Diane Reevesley pages on the background. And then I cut out a mask and put it down. I think I put white gesso on top. I think I just scribbled in flowers. Yeah, but this is, I think Diane Reevesley had posted this in one of the magazines with instructions to follow along. This was, I was testing out new paints. This circles, just using the paints. This, I really like the colors. So these are, I'm going to try to do stuff with her paints in this whole book. So this is Morning, Ashley, welcome. Which one, Eileen, this one or the circles? I really like this one. It's just odd colors to kind of put together. This is leftover stuff. Hey, Dar. Okay, this is the Resist. I was trying out the Resist sprays with the Diane Reevesley paints. They worked pretty good. And Morning, Kim. And then here, okay, so these are the prints I came up with yesterday. I think I like the cleanups better than the actual prints. But the next time we have Art Journal Club, then we're going to finish the pages and work on them. This, I tried to duplicate my cleanup print, but it didn't. That's kind of flashing out. It's okay. It'll be fine after I do something on it. These are the Distress Oxides on the jelly plate. So I guess I will have a couple pages that aren't her paints, but I did want to try that. I like how those try out. I like how the Distress Oxides work on the jelly plate. This one started out kind of messy and dark, but I think I saved it. I ended up doing the art foamy stamps. This was just a stencil girl stencil on the jelly plate. And this is an art foam. No, I think this is a Stampendous stamp that I have. I used that on my plate and then cleaned it off on here. That's more like a cleanup print. See, that's one where I used the art foamy number stamps and then cleaned it off over on, where's the page I tried to save? The ugly page. See, so I just pressed the art foamy stamp on the jelly print and then I cleaned it off on here. So that's a good way not to waste paint. You have no elephant stamp, CB. I'm sorry. You'll have to go get one. I think it's a Stampendous. And what's nice is you get the foam stamp, you get a stencil, and then a rubber stamp with it. I'll get it out after I'm done here. This is more the art foamy circles, which actually I cleaned those off. Where did I clean those off? I thought I cleaned those off over here. Huh. Clean them off somewhere. Those are the art foamy circles. Oh, here's the elephant jelly print I did. See, I was just not happy with the colors on the jelly plate. Like I said, I think it was they dried too fast. Another one, more art foamy stamps. Another cleanup with art foamies. Oh, and then this is just where I cleaned off the stamp after pressing it on the jelly plate. So that made a nice background. Okay, let me, real quick, I will go get that stamp so CB can go buy it. Okay. It is actually right here, since I haven't unpacked everything yet, but so this is the rubber stamp that you get, which is cool. And then here's the art foamy stamp. And then there's a little, oh, here. And I don't know if you can see that. There. And then you get a little stencil with it. I think I'm going to have to look it up, or if anybody wants to look it up. I think these are Stampendous foam stamp set. Yeah, it's a cool elephant. I really like the elephant. But I will look that up later and verify it. But I think this is Stampendous. And then these are my art foamy stamps, which I love they're fun for jelly. I use them mostly for with my jelly print. I put the acrylic paint on my jelly print, stamp it, and then put this into my art journal. And then I have then I can do cleanup prints off the jelly plate when I'm done. I know, aren't they cute? There's a couple of them. There's also, I only have the foam part. There's a bird. I got 3. There was a bird and buildings. And it came with a stencil, a rubber stamp, and a foamy stamp. And if I find out it's something different, I'll post it on Twitter. Oh, here's the bird. Where's the bird? Okay, see, that's the bird rubber stamp. And the foamy stamp, and who knows where the stencil is, somewhere with all my stencils. So, and then these are just other art foamy stamps, which again, I love the foam stamps on the jelly plate. Okay, so, all right, so that's what I did this weekend. Oh, one more print I did. And these are my jelly prints to go out to Terry. If anybody's doing the jelly print swap with Terry, I think the deadline's coming up at the end of the month. So get your jelly prints out there. And I cut up some collage fodder. So I think I might use some of that if we decorate journals later. Put that over here. And I got some brushes. I wanted some shorter haired brushes for acrylic painting. Not real expensive ones. I just picked those up at Glick. Okay, so I have 2 journals that I'm going to show you how to put together. So anybody have any questions, want to share what they're working on, anything like that? If you like to jelly plate, I was watching Tanya McGuire did a hangout last night. Morning, Dorothy. And morning to anybody I missed. Tanya McGuire did a hangout last night with Jerry and Aunt Beck. And they were jelly plating and did some really nice jelly prints. I think it was Tanya was doing some. She has a Rolodex that she puts the jelly printed cards on, and then she has quotes on them, or the short sayings. And just some fun jelly prints. If you're interested in jelly printing, I'd say check out Tanya McGuire's stream from last night. Okay. Alrighty. Okay, so some of you know I like to make journals out of my jelly plates. And I saw it on a video on Jelly Arts by Bridget Coopson. This is where I originally saw it, so I always like to mention her. But these are all 8x10 jelly prints that I did, that I cut down to about, I think these are like 7.5 by 10. Because everyone's always like, oh, what do I do with my jelly prints? Well, I put them into a journal, and then you have good starter pages for when you want to work on something. So maybe later when we're done putting the journals together, I'll work on this. I'll work on some of the other journals I have. But, and it's really easy. Oh, this must be upside down because my trees are upside down. So we'll go back this way. But yeah, so these are just jelly prints that were laying around and thought, well, I'll put them into a book. So you basically glue the pages back to back and then duct tape on the end, and you end up with a cool little journal. Okay, and then here's some I've actually worked on. I may have shown this before, but see, they're just cool little starter pages to just throw stuff on. I've done that one. Yeah, it is. It is nice. It lays flat, and you get a two-page spread. So you get a it's almost like an 8 by 10, 7.5 by 10 journal page to work on, and it's all the same. It's all from the same print. You know, when you do the what are those things called? The insert things. You get the different pages. Hey, Shauna. Yeah, it would be perfect for your magical papers. So I'm going to show how I do this. Okay, here's a page. I found these cards. I thought this will be good. So I'll just glue these in, maybe doodle around or something. Here I just doodled. I did some stamping on here. So it's just kind of a fun little thing, like starting off point. This is just washi tape, a little card. So if you're not sure what to do, you can just pull something like this out. This is actually, pardon me, one of my favorites. This was a jelly print. You can barely see, there's like little gold speckles on there. But this is just stamped and then painted over with the glossy accent, or not glossy accents, the sparkly tubey stuff, and did the circles with that. So that's one of Patty's stencils. So yeah, so if you don't know, this one I found these stickers are from Daphne's Diary. I thought they went good with this page, so I threw them in here. And I'll do something, maybe outline the feathers or do some doodling, find a quote to put on there. And then that's it. This was more stenciling I did. So yeah, so if you're looking for something to do with your journals, that is what you do. So what I do is I will take a, let me get a blank journal page. I don't want to cut that one up. Okay, so here's a jelly print that I did. And then I usually don't use the whole 8.5 by 11 sheet of paper, because when you're using an 8 by 10 jelly print, you end up getting a border. So I usually cut it down from 8.5 by 11 to about 7.25 by 10. And then that gets rid of a lot of the white border from those prints. That was a better one to show it on. So then I take my 7.5 by 10 pages, fold them in half. You want the page you're going to work on inside. So you fold those in half. And these are all, I did these last night. These are all the, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And you can, what's nice about this is you can cut your papers to any size. If you want to make a smaller journal, you can do that. You could do the whole 8.5 by 11 if you don't mind the borders, or if you make sure when you do the jelly prints there's no white space, or if you do like white space. The point is you can make these any size you want. The size doesn't matter. So you fold the papers in half. The page you want to work on goes on the inside. So once you have those, you take your first 2 pages. I'm just getting my tape glider. Take your first 2 pages and use your tape glider. Put tape around the edges. You can use the tape glider. You could use a glue stick. If you're using a glue stick, just make sure you smooth it out. So when you're working on it, it's not lumpy. I kind of like using the tape glider because it gives a smoother surface. And then I just put them down here. Line up the corners. And there's your first page. So then you can move on to your next page. This is the next page I'm going to do. Put your tape around the edges. And do make sure you don't have any glue boogers in there because that will make lumps on your page. Okay. All right, so this is the ones that are stuck together. Line these up here. You know, get them, you know, it may not be perfect. These are turning out pretty good, but so now you have 3 pages. Okay, Shauna, good luck getting your stuff done. All right, so I always work on the book that's already going. Then I just double check to make sure this is going the way I want it to. Oh, that's a little bit. You do have a couple seconds to pull it off if you're not happy with how it went on. I try to get it as close as possible. There. Okay. So now, so I don't care which way these are going. You can work back to front, front to back. If you want your pages in a certain order, make sure you keep an eye on how they're going. There. Okay. So yeah, so pretty easy. So I know there's people that did Terry's jelly print swap and you're not quite sure what you want to do with the pages. This is an option if you want to put them together in a book. Okay. So I just kind of line it up. You could probably use score tape on this, whatever you like to use for gluing. I just suggest if you use a glue stick, you just smooth it out really good. So when you're working, if you use it to work on, you're not, it's not bumpy. Hey CB, we're just making a quick art journal with jelly prints. Ooh. Like I said, make sure that all the glue boogers are off. Yuck. You can tell I haven't scrapbooked in a while. I'm having trouble using my tape runner. I'm out of practice. You're welcome, CB. Okay, so. No, Vaughn, there's no limit of the spine area. Hey, Sharon, there's no limit. You can make them as big as you want, because for the spine, I just use duct tape, and you can actually double up on the duct tape. So they can be as thin or as thick as you like, which is really cool. So Vaughn, have you done any more gel prints since your session the other day? Or that was over a week and a half ago. So I just try to match up the corners. I like to go to Staples and get the decorative duct tape for these. Okay. And don't worry if they don't line up perfect. I mean, get them as close as possible. The important thing is make sure the pages are smooth. Oh, gaffer tape. Okay. Oh, then it's cotton, so you could decorate. Oh, you could get the gaffer tape and decorate it probably. And it comes in different widths. What's the widest width that it comes in, Eileen? Use it more than the duck colors. Oh, okay, cool. I'll have to look for that. If you know a link for it, go ahead and put a link up. Okay, so I'll probably be doing another jelly plate session soon here, because I just sent about 40 or 50 off to Terry, and then these were all the rejects from that. So my jelly print supply is kind of low. 2 inches. Okay, that's good. Yeah, I'll look into that. Because now that I've been somehow recently, I've just started, I've never really made art journals before, and I've just really gotten into it and really enjoy it recently. And there's so many different art journals that you can make. Or books, I should say. They're not always journals. Oh, you can tear it down too. Yes, these, what I like to, when I'm doing my jelly prints for something like this, I use cardstock, and I use the Staples 110-pound cardstock. Makes a nice journal page. It's sturdy. Oh, they have a 4-inch too. Cool. Yeah, I should have mentioned that. Yeah, when 110-pound Staples white cardstock. It's nice and smooth. Works with the jelly plate and the paints really well. I did this one backwards, okay. So we'll have to be a little more careful with this. Try to put the tape on the side of where the book's already made. It just kind of works a little bit easier. Oh, back in your acting career, Eileen, I forgot about that. I forgot you were, what was that, back in the silent movies, right, CB? Yeah, yeah, the silent films. Yeah, right, CB silent movies. Eileen would write on cards and hold them up to the screen and tell people what to buy. Oh, and I did this one again. Well, it's the last one. It's not so hard here. Okay, so here's 10 pages. So now you've got a nice little journal to work on. I guess I did get it kind of messed up. Oh, well. But yeah. So now I have some nice starting off points for some art journal pages. And if I know we all have tons of jelly print, people have jelly plates. I know you've got tons of prints hanging around. Now let me show you what I do with the cover. You can do two different things. You can just take a piece of cardboard and cut it to the size of the size of your book and tape it down. Or like this one, I just took another jelly print and put it for the front. I'm going to use a jelly print for this one. Yeah, you can, and that's the nice thing. You can do any size. You know, you could do small, you could get bigger sheets of paper and make it bigger. You could do little purse journals, little mini journals, like like the baby binders, but you know, they're journals stuck together. Okay, so what I'm going to do with mine, I really like how this turned out. So I cut it down, folded it in half. I'm going to cut this in half. Oh, I didn't cut this down yet. I'm going to cut this down really quick. Hold on. There. I just have to make one more cut. I need to grab my ruler. Okay, so cut your jelly print. Yeah, but you know what? I can show you a technique, Devin. I'm not going to do it today, but you can. you can fill your pages using a block technique on your jelly print too. But it is a good excuse to get a bigger jelly plate. You could cut down the paper you made. Eileen. I know. Yes, it's a good excuse. You know, Eileen, I feel so bad. I would have sent you some of that paper to try. And it was heavy. And I went to my art journal club, you know, at the scrapbook store. They had ordered smaller packets of it. I don't know if they ordered a big packet and then, you know, made their own packets. But I'm like, oh man, I wouldn't have had to buy 200 sheets. But I'll use it. I mean, now that I make journals, I'll use it for making journals because I'm going to use that paper in the other journal. That paper was heavy. It is heavy. Okay. Oh my God, Eileen. It wasn't that bad. Well, you better start working out, Eileen, if you thought that was the way of a Sumi wrestler. Yeah, really. What happened to the forklift? Okay, so here's my cover. Put that on here. Okay, so there's my one side. Yeah, and kind of make sure you keep the tape towards the edges just so the edges of the paper don't pop up. Ew. Okay. Put this here. All right, so here's our front cover. Flip through. Back cover. And now I'm going to get some duct tape. We'll have a spine and it'll be done. Okay, so now we're not going to go with orange, pink. Let's do this one. See, this I just got at, either got this at Staples or Home Depot. I just grab these when I see them. Oh, thanks, Eileen. They're easy. It's something to do with your jelly prints. Even if you don't use it as a journal, they're at least in a book and you can flip through and look at them or whatever. All right. I'm horrible at ripping tape. Okay, so all right. Okay, so take this. I hate tape. So take this and just center it. Just just kind of center it here. So you got it centered. Press it down. Do this. Do this. And that's it. And then I just trim off the edges and it's done. Oh, thanks, Devin. Yeah, it's just, it's easy. You don't, all you need is tape and glue, and your jelly prints. Oh, hey, Colleen. I just put together the jelly print journal, and then I was gonna do the fold over journal next. So you got here just in time. So yeah, so that just makes it look nice, and then let's. So yeah, so see, so you can do that with, I mean, you can do that, you could do this with blank paper. You know, you could do blank paper and then have a cover, any size, and just easy peasy, right? All right, so we'll put that here. Oh, Kim, that reminds me, did you do your flip yet? Your flip through of your journal? That journal is awesome. Excuse me, guys. Oh, pardon me, I'm sorry. It's that time of year. I used one of the jelly prints I made on my stream to create a card. I know, fun. They're great starters, either for cards, jelly journals, tags, anything. I'm glad you like the jelly. It's fun. It's fun, and you can even if you wanted to play around, you can even use I want to try the gouache on the jelly plate and see how that works. See, you could do a bunch of take your cards to, get the size cards you want, fold it in half, and then just jelly plate the one side if you want. Oh, good, Kim. I want, because that's such a cute journal. I just like your style is cute. Oh, okay. You use the silicone mat as a plate for the gouache. Try it on the jelly plate and see how it does. I think it might work because it's thicker. Okay, so now this is the journal. Poor Colleen was trying to put it together the other day, and it was the other one that I had put together. So this is one of the journals. Oh, that's right. That is what prompted it. Okay, this is one of the journals I made with Kelly Kilmer. It's I don't know what we would call it, maybe trifold. Oh, good. You'll find lots of uses for the prints. If you're an art journaler, card maker, scrapbooker, you'll find uses for your jelly prints. So I don't know if you would call this a trifold journal, but it opens here, and then here's your journal pages. So what she did was she gave us these blank pages, and let me measure because that's where all the confusion was. These were actually okay, these are 11 inches wide and almost 8 inches tall. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to take some of my jelly prints that I did on 8.5 by 11 inch paper and use that as for my insert. So you can take cardstock, you can take typing paper, printer paper, fold it in half. So that's the first step. Get some paper, whatever size, and the measurements really don't matter. Just take whatever size paper you want to use, fold them in half, and then lay them on top of each other so you have it like a signature. So here's your signature. Then we're going to take a piece of that big nice paper. This is the Accent Opaque 11 by 17 paper that Kelly Kilmer likes to use for her journals in her classes. So we're going to take a piece of this paper. Now, do you want me to put some collage stuff on one side or just go ahead and cut? Let me put some collage stuff because I have collage stuff sitting right here. We'll glue some stuff down. I think it gives you a better idea of how it can turn out. Okay, so whatever you want, whatever kind of paper you want to use for your cover, get that out. This is 11 inches tall, 17 inches wide. It's just a nice 100-pound cardstock. Just grab some collage fodder. Actually, I'll rip that. This is kind of a cool piece. This is actually a very cool piece for this. I know, isn't that cool, Colleen? Do this. All right, so we've got that. So this, I was watching TV and just, Teresa, did you do? Kelly Kilmer, Kilmer. I took her class not last weekend, but the weekend before. Okay, here's some. I want to use a little bit of this. Green stuff might be cool for background. These I thought were kind of cool. So just go through your collage fodder and pick out a few things that you like. Just random stuff, but stuff that you like, and it doesn't have to be like a, it's not journaling by 5. So you can take your time. It's not, you're not in a rush. This should just be kind of relaxing. No rushing. Yeah, right, Kalina? Mine's always telling me, get up and move. You can do it. You're almost there. And I have to say, I mean, sometimes it is kind of nice because then sometimes I'm like, oh, yeah, it does motivate me. But then other times, forget it. All right. All right, so here I've got some texture stuff. Let's find, ooh, she's kind of pretty, but kind of scary. All right, these are all people. I want to get some of my farm animal stuff. Oh, here's another goat. Should I use him? Yeah, he might get you one, Janet. He's stop cussing at him. That's funny. See, that's kind of cool. Okay, I'm going to use these on the inside. Oh, here's my farm animals. All right. That one's cute. Butterfly. Okay, now when Kelly does her class, she says you want to have like a couple focal points, and he's kind of cute too. A couple focal points, and he's a good one too, and and then some background texture. I think I'll use him. All right. All right, so just take all your collage stuff and kind of keep in mind that you are going to be tearing off the bottom, but you can use the bottom to make an accordion journal. Bye, Kim. Have fun. Do this here. All right, so I'm just doing this kind of, okay, that looks pretty good. I'm going to cut this one. I'm going to fussy cut this one. Hey, Jack. Jack, come. You want to go outside? Come here. Go on. Here we go. Good boy. Go on. Go outside. It's nice now that the weather's nice and the snow's gone. I can let him out the back and leave the door open. He can come in and out, which is good. Oh my gosh, the art magazines, the AARP magazines. I've gotten some with Mick Jagger. Maybe Rod Stewart, Eileen might have been on one. Yeah, it's nice to, now I can just leave the door open and he can come in and out when I'm down in the basement. I don't have to run upstairs. Unless he stands up at the other door and barks and forgets I'm down here. Okay. All right, so just put on collage. You can either fill in all the white space or go back and paint in the white space. Do something down here. Oh, this I thought would be cool to collage with. I'm not going to do it on the cover, but I thought that might be kind of fun. Oh, I know, Janet. Although it's hard to think of them as old men until you take a look at them. They're getting up there. They're going in their 70s. That's a cool eye, too. I know, Mick Jagger. He had like a heart surgery, and like 2 weeks later, he's back on. I think I'll use this down here. That's cool. He's back on stage. Oh my. Yeah, right, Janet. I know. Oh my God. I know my son went to a concert this weekend and he's like, I can't believe this was my first concert I went to. And he's 18. I don't know, he just never went. He's always busy with hockey. But I was thinking like, oh, I was 14 when I went and saw my first concert. Then I started thinking I was 14. And yeah, hopefully he wasn't doing the things I was doing at 14. Ooh. All right. So we'll put this down here. So this is fun. Just as you go online, like I could sit and work on this for hours, but I'm not going to because I want to show you guys how to put together. But it's just kind of fun to go through collage stuff. And if you don't, if you don't have magazines and stuff to cut out, you can go and just Google stuff that can be printed. And as long as you're not selling it, you can use that as collage fodder. Oh, how fun, Vaughn. Okay, so I'm not going to worry about this bottom because we're going to be cutting it off. So put your collage stuff down. Oh, Joan, you're getting buffering. I'm okay here. Although I did have to fix my setting. I was down at 240. I know, you have to look at it that way, Janet. Hey, we survived. We survived, and our kids will too. Okay, so I think I kind of like this. And now once you get your collage, to where you think you like it, then just start gluing everything down. You use heavyweight chipboard for the base. For the base of what, Janet? Your cover? Oh. You're talking about, I love those boxes you made. And I have, my husband just restocked his cigars. He had some cigars in there that were pretty old, so he had to get rid of them. But he just bought some new cigars, so there should be a couple good cigar boxes around here. And then too, you can always take a picture. If you can't remember, if you're afraid you're going to forget where you put your stuff, it doesn't really matter. But you can take a picture if you really like where it is, and then look at it when you glue it back down. Okay, so I like that. And then I always forget to do this, but a good idea is to take a piece of paper towel and just smooth down. If you're using a glue stick, smooth down your glue stick. You could probably use matte medium on this too. Is anybody else having trouble with the audio? Okay. Because I can check here, but if everybody else is okay, try rebooting, Vaughn. Okay, so let's get this down here. And like I said, this is not journaling by fives. No rushing. Take your time. You should be enjoying this. And if you, if you pull out things that you like for your collage, you shouldn't have trouble finding anything. Okay. That's going to go here. here. Okay. First concert I went to was Bob. Oh wow, Eileen, I have to say I'm not a big Bob Dylan fan. Beach Boys, I think Beach Boys was my first concert too. They played at Northwestern University when I was a sophomore in high school. And my dad was an Evanston police officer. So me and my friends got in. It was standing room only, there was no seating. So we got to go to the front of the line and get really good seats. And here's how bad I was. Here's my dad with a couple of his friends. We get a police escort into the concert, go in front of everybody. And we all had cans of beer stuck in our socks and snuck beer in. My dad would have killed me if he found out we were doing that. Yeah, well, because we couldn't carry him in. We didn't really, we had little teeny tiny purses. And we couldn't stick them we didn't want to stick them in our coats because if they checked our coats, so we stuck them in our socks. I know. My dad, I can't remember if I ever told them that, but that was so funny. Hey, we had bell bottoms. We had bell bottoms on, so nobody knew. And I think we ended up here like in the 8th row. It was pretty cool. Yeah. All right, let's get this one down. Yeah, then we couldn't do that. Then we wouldn't have. We would have figured something else out, I'm sure. Okay, so just don't forget, smooth down. Like I said, if you're using a glue stick, just try to smooth out the glue stick. Let me find one more thing to put there. Let's just fussy cut around her. Make it look interesting. Here we go. Oh, here's what I need to do. Let's see if I can slide this under here. There. That's kind of silly. There. All right, now it's ready. Okay, so here, once you get your collage stuff on your cover page, if you want, you can go in and do some of the background painting. I think I'm going to do it after. No, you know what? I'll do a real quick background. I'm just going to use some baby wipes. And do some kind of neutral background. What would be good? Let me get a neutral background. Okay, so I think what I'm going to do, I'm going to fill in with yellow ochre. Yep, that's what I was thinking, Debbie. I'm going to do yellow ochre. And I'm just going to do it quick. Normally you'd go in with a paintbrush, but I think I'm just going to go in with a baby wipe. Fill in the white space. And you can do your background any way you want. You can use whatever kind of medium you like. Just remember that if it moves when it's wet, to put some kind of seal on it before you start working it. And two, I want to kind of, if you see any little bits that are sticking up, go ahead and glue those down. And a little paint goes a long way here. John, did he leave up at his knee? All right, so I think I'm missing some good conversation. I'll have to go back. And again, I'm just doing this quickly because I want to show you guys how to put it together, but you can take your time with the background. You can do more than one color. I may go in with something else too. Oh, that looks really bright on screen. It's not that bright, but I am going to tone it down anyway. Oh, I could see that, Teresa. I had moccasins when I was a kid too. There. Okay, so this looks much prettier in person. It's not this bright yellow. It's more like that. I must need to adjust my color settings. So yeah, make sure all your white space is filled in. I think I'm gonna add a little bit of gray too. Oh, I know. It would be fun to go back for a day. Go back a couple days. Just carefree, fun. No worries. The only worry you had was, where is the party going to be on the weekend? Those were the days. Yeah, you can layer the paint. You can do paint blocking. I'm just kind of doing it quick because my main thing is to show how to put this together. But then once I get started, I can't leave it blank. I have to put the color on and all that kind of stuff. Okay, so that looks pretty good. And it's actually not this putrid bright yellow. It's a pretty warm, it's like a yellow ochre with Dina Wakley's cheddar and some of the gray. Yeah, just when you're doing the backgrounds, just try to keep it neutral. Like what she told us was, don't use like red, yellow, or blue. Just neutral. Even though this looks yellow, it's not. It's a yellow ochre, but bright yellow, red, or blue. Kind of rushing here. But yeah, go back, make sure everything's glued down. If you want to add anything, add to it. Okay, so we got our cover. If you want, you can collage the inside cover. You don't have to. You don't even have to collage the outside cover. I just like doing that. So here's what the cover is going to end up looking like. I'm going to take my jelly prints, which are 8.5 by 11. And I'm going to find out where they meet here so they're not sticking out. And I'm just going to fold. Whoops, I'm doing this the wrong way. All right, we're going to go here. We're going to bring this right to the edge so it goes over a little bit. So we're going to fold it down here. And then if you use a bone folder, be careful that you don't rip your papers. So this is going to be the front cover. And then we're going to bring this in here. And again, you can make this any size you like. Now, I kind of like a little bit sticking out. So I'm going to go out about an inch so that about an inch sticks out. And then you can go back in and glue these others down. So that way you see a little bit of this page over here. You see some of her eye, you see some of the goat's eye. And that's how you do your measurements. You just put your book in. It doesn't have to be exact. You fold your papers in half. You figure out where you want your front cover to line up. I do that pretty close to the edges of the pages. I leave maybe about an inch past here and then fold over. So some of this is showing here. And that's it. Then to get the length of your paper, you want to leave about 1/4 of an inch at the top, or whatever, like an 1/8 to 1/4 of an inch at the top, and then mark off here. So I want about 1/4 of an inch at the bottom. So I just mark that with a piece of paper, and then I take my big ruler which I haven't even opened yet. Yes, out comes the dang ruler because I kind of want the bottom straight, Eileen. I'm sorry. All right, so this is 8 3/4. I just want to go down 8 3/4 here just so I get a somewhat straight bottom edge. Or, I mean, you could eyeball it. But I want it somewhat straight, so. And then you can cut this. I like the deckled edge at the bottom. I think it just looks cool to rip it off and have that rough edge at the bottom. And then most of the collage is going to be here. I'll just trim these. Okay, so see, it just gives you that nice ragged edge. And then I take my jelly prints. Here, and we've got our cover. Okay, so we have this. Here I've got my jelly prints, and I can go in. I'll probably do collage with this, maybe some pages without collage. You can decorate the inside. This would be good for Janet's technique where she uses her magical papers on her covers or the little square mosaics. You could do the front and the back. You could do the front and the back of the paper and then make your cover out of that, cut it down to the size that you want. But there's a ton of stuff you can do. This was just the technique I learned from Kelly Kilmer with the collage. And it does make a neat collage book because here we've got the goofy goat on the back. And then it's kind of an eye theme. We've got the eyes going on. And the eyes in here. So yeah. All right, how do you bind it? Okay, now I'm going to show you how to bind it. Last time I used the Japanese hole punch. I will show you, for people who don't have a Japanese hole punch, I will show you how she taught us in class. It's just the, what is it, the pamphlet binding. Very easy. Let me go get my bookbinding kit. I'll be right back. Okay, so I got this little bookbinding kit on Amazon that I just keep adding to. It was kind of nice. It came with some thread, a bone folder. I added the Japanese punching tool. It came with an awl. It came with needles and whatever this thing is. Oh, little scissors. And then I added the hole puncher, and then I got, this is what Kelly used in her class. This you get in the clay section. It's just a clay tool with a sharp point on it. Okay, put that out of the way. So here we go. All right, we line up our papers. We have our cover all lined up. This is where the signature is going to go in. Put that, line it up where you want it to go, and then hold it. Eyeball, you can measure, but I just kind of eyeball the middle. Stick this through here. And then just use this, poke this all the way through. Yeah, the pokey tool. It's a pokey tool. So get yourself a pokey tool. And make sure, do this with the hole so you don't have trouble putting your needle and thread through. And then I go back here. Make sure you put your fingers on both sides like this because you don't want to stab yourself. Then I go back down here and about, I don't know, 2/3 of the way down, I do another one and just bring it through. Sorry if I'm out of. And yeah, you could use, if you don't want to sew, just get a piece of elastic and put it around too. That way you can switch out the signatures. And that's what's nice about this cardstock, the 100-pound cardstock. It's nice and heavy. And then if you do, even if you just have painting or whatever type of collaging you do, it makes it even sturdier, and you can use an elastic band. Yeah, exactly, Azure. And then here, go back to the other side about 2/3 of the way down. Just don't put your fingers. Here we go. So you can measure and make sure it's exact, or you can just eyeball whatever floats your boat. But just, you know, work with the hole so it's big enough for everything to go through. Yep. Yeah, that way you could pull the pages out. You could do blank pages. Just make the cover and then add pages as you go along. All right, so that's that. Anybody have any questions? And I looked this up. Somebody, or did I ask somebody? Somebody said a little bit of dangle. 1, 2, 3. I think Eileen told me this. 3 times the length and a little bit extra will give you enough thread. All right, get out a needle. Oh, that's a good idea. Dorothy said to poke into a foam mat if you don't want to end up poking yourself or poking a hole in something. Yeah, this is just, that would be this. The Japanese screw punch is what I used last time. I just thought I'd do it this way to show people a different option if you don't have one of those. But yeah, I like the Japanese screw punch. All right. Okay, you can do this one of 2 ways. If you don't like string dangling out the back of your journal, you can start in the center on the inside. I like to have little dangles hanging from mine, so I'm going to start on the outside. So go back to your hole. And then find the hole in your sheets. This is why you make that hole nice and big, so you can find it when you're sewing. Okay, so pull this through. Leave some to dangle. And then go up to the top. Find your holes. Find your hole in your cover. Put that through. And then pull it tight. And then on the outside, I've got to get my nails cut. They're getting too long. Bring this down to your bottom hole. Get it through. There. Pull that through. And I like to have a piece of thread on each side of the string for when I tie it off. So I try to keep one side of the thread over here. And then when I come back through the middle, now you've come up the bottom, you go back to the middle. And then I come up here on the other side. Pull that through. Oh, you know what, Devin? I do not like sewing, and I don't have a problem with this. And then tie it off. And then just put 3, like I usually do about 3 knots. And you can use, there's all different things. This is the thread that came with my toolkit. It's a waxed thread, but you can use like string, you can use hemp, you can use elastic. And it's actually, if I can do this, anybody can. You do not have to know how to sew. So here we go. We have this, and if you have extra, just tie that around here. And there you go. So does anybody have any questions? Does that make sense how I put it together and how I figured out what size the book should be? Like I said, it's not exact measurements. It depends on what size you want your book to be. I just used 8.5 by 11-inch cardstock, folded it in half, and then made the cover to fit around there. And then now I'll go back in and I'll decorate my cover. And I've got a journal starter pages to work on, some blank pages. When you're done, I would say you could matte gel the cover now and work on top of that, or you could wait till the end and matte gel it then. This one I didn't matte gel. I just painted, and I've used stuff. Once you smooth it, if your stuff's glued down pretty good, you don't have to matte gel it, but you could. It would be sturdier. It'd be less likely that any of your collage papers would lift up. So it's up to you. If you want to matte gel it or put shellac, whatever, that would just make it that much more sturdier. But that's a good idea. When I'm done with these, I'm not finished yet with this one. I may go back over and put some kind of gel medium just to smooth it out. Because especially, I know on this one, I had to go back and glue some stuff down. So it's not a bad idea to go over it either now or when you're finished with some type of seal. So yeah, so that's fun. So those are the two art journals we learned to put together today. Just something to use your jelly prints, do with your jelly prints, or to make new journals, whatever. Okay, so what do we want to do now? Do we want to do some journal play? Do you guys want to play in your journals? Anybody have your journal with you to what you want to play in? Your mini journal, your regular art journal, or are we done? Because I'm going to do some art journaling now. I planned on working on that. So Kelly, does that, all right, we'll do some playing in our journals. We'll do some playing in our journals. So, hey, Colleen, did that answer all your questions? I know, it helps me when I see it too. That's why I like taking the class, because she was right there and I can watch her do it. Okay, let's take a short little break. I need to check on things upstairs, and then we'll come back and we'll just do some art journal play. How does that sound? So, all right, so if you're watching, just fast forward till I'm back and we start journaling. It'll just be a couple minutes, but I do want to run upstairs and check on some stuff. So, all right, see you in a few. Okay, I'm almost ready. Just give me 2 more minutes. Oh, Janet, are you going to stream? Okay, I'm going to. Oh, okay, take your time. Because I thought Jean was going to stream at 2, and I was just going to go a little bit longer, but I was just going to work in my art journal. So go ahead and get set up. I'll just start here, and then we'll head over to your place. How does that sound? Also, hi, Lena, if you're lurking. We miss you. Oh, okay, that's fine, Janet. I'll just pull out a couple of art journals and maybe some washi tape or stamps or something. No, I knew you were here, Lena. Hey, how's it going? How's it going putting everything back together? Oh, okay, Colleen. Hey, Colleen, you were watching Tanya's stream last night, weren't you? I thought they did a really good job with their hangout. Oh, good, Lena. Hopefully they didn't have to do too much with it. So everything's okay? Yeah, Colleen, I thought they did a really nice job. It was nice, like, hearing them talk back and forth and stuff. Yeah, if anybody's interested in jelly plating, go to Tanya McGuire. She did a hangout with 2 other people last night. They were all jelly printing. It was fun. Okay, so here's my art journals. So when I decide to art journal, I usually don't have any specific plan. I will just pick out one of my journals and maybe just start flipping through until I find something that interests me, or a color or something like that. It's a green. Let's see. So like here, I might see this page. Just kind of flip through. Okay, so I've got this, and then I had cut this out last night, or the other night when I was going through my magazines, and this might look pretty. So I think I'll kind of fussy cut part of this. Thanks, Helen. Yeah, Tanya has, I like watching Tanya's streams. She does a lot of art journaling. She has some good information on her stream, so check her out. All right. I'm so happy you got your car back, Lena. I was wondering about that. So I'm like a color and texture person. So when I see a color or texture or something like that, that's what usually motivates me. When I'm cutting stuff out of magazines, it'll be solely for the color, usually. Okay, I don't want this. Oh, okay, Janet. We're just gonna art journal. I'm just gonna art journal, and when you're ready, just let me know. Sounds good. Yes, very important stuff can be done with a car. Oh, I'm just glad you have it back, Lena. All right. Okay, so that kind of looks cool there. So I think I'm just going to go ahead and. All right, Eileen has her laundry done. Okay, I think with this, because it's so big, I'm going to put this on with matte medium. So I'm going to get my matte medium out. What I usually do, ooh, that's way too much, but anyway. Oh, okay. Oh, good. So they were able to fix it. That's good. And hopefully not too much, at too much of an expense. All right. So I just put a couple dabs. I don't know why I did that. And then I put matte medium on my page, and then I put matte medium on the back of the page that I'm gluing down. And then I also put matte medium on the top. So then what's good about that, when you're using a magazine, sometimes the ink will lift on the magazine, and if you've got a coat on it, you can just paint, do right over it. You don't have to worry about anything running or smearing or anything like that. Oh my gosh, Eileen, that's funny you mentioned a horse and buggy. My son this weekend had a hockey camp for a team he was trying out, and it was up in Sault Ste. Marie, Michigan. And I didn't realize that was Amish country. So he said it was so funny. He was driving down the street in his car, and he looked over, and there was a horse and buggy next to him. And then he went to he had to go to the Walmart to pick up some food. And they have parking places for the horse and buggies with little, I don't know, where you tie the horse up. So he took a picture. There was the parking lot with all the cars and the horse and buggy. He texted us right away. He thought it was pretty cool. And I didn't realize, oops, somebody's at my door. Let me just go check. Jack, no bark. No bark. Jack, come. Come on. Come on. Jack, come. All right, sorry about that, guys. Okay, so this is almost dry. And again, you can oh, you're kidding me, Eileen. That is so funny. So they'd tie up their horse and buggies and take their cars. That's kind of silly. Okay, so you can go ahead and smooth out your stuff. Let's see. All right. If I want to bring some of this over here, I could do that. So they follow the Amish way because that's how they grew up, but they still like to do the other stuff. All right, so got that down here. Okay, bye, Devin. See you later. Hey, Jillian. Yeah, true. All right. So I don't know. Let's see. Okay, so this is a journal I use for like leftover paints. A lot of times if I'm doing jelly prints or using acrylic paint on something, I just put my leftover paint in here and use these as kind of starting off points. Here's a page I did finish. Let's look through the collage fodder and see if there's anything I want to work with. Okay, let me dry that so it doesn't stick together. That's funny, Lena. Okay, this is kind of a goofy picture. Let's see if we can find a good page for that. I'm kind of glad that I took this Kelly Kilmer class because I hadn't done a whole bunch of collaging from magazines in my art journal in a while. So it kind of reminded me how fun that was. So how do you guys do your art pages? Do you mostly know what you're going to do on the page, or do you just work a little bit at a time? Do you have a plan? I just like to hear how other people do their stuff. Hey, Julie. Oh, yeah, speaking of art journaling and doing magazine pages, Julie Topaz is a great collage journaler. Look her up on Twitter and Instagram to take a look at her pages. And she's been doing a lot of drawing lately too. Colleen's part plan, part wing it. Eileen thinks about it for 2 hours, takes a nap. Okay. Leaves it sit for a few years, finds a page. Yeah, you're good, Julie. So you'll start a page and finish it. Do you work on one page at a time, or do you work on a couple pages? Let's see what Julie says. Ooh, that's it. I'm going to keep that's good words for. So I usually, when I first started art journaling, I just I know I go back and forth, Eileen. I'm not like an image I usually don't like images cut from magazines, but when I took that class, I made myself do it, and I found, I mean, it makes interesting pages. I like more stuff like textury stuff. Like I'll go through magazines and like cut out, like this was a thing with a bunch of leaves. And like on here on the cover we just did, like I'll cut out you know, like a brick wall, or see, this I thought was interesting. So I'll cut out more stuff like that than actual images. So yeah, so one thing you could try, I don't know if you've ever done it, just go through the magazines, don't look at the images, but look at the backgrounds. And then I just pull out the pages that have the backgrounds that I like, and then I'll cut that part of it out later when I want to use it. So like stuff like this, you know, like I thought this was interesting texture. And then recently I've been going through the magazine or the calendars that I got from Dee Dee's suggestion and just cutting out some of the pictures from there. Yeah, I mean, everybody's got their own thing. I do like collage. I like to collage. I like gluing the pages down. But this whole focal point thing with an image is kind of new for me. And it's fun. It's something different. So when I see like kind of quirky pictures, like this is kind of quirky. Could do something fun with that. Like I'll cut something like that out. I'll paste it down and then take it from there. But see, this is just leftover paint from some jelly printing I did. And that, so that'll make an interesting page, and I can carry that on over to here. Who else does? Debbie does collaging. Debbie did that whole series of file folders, collage file folders. That was kind of fun. So a little dab of oh, I like that page, Julie. See, that's fun. So sometimes you just see something and you want to do something with it. Okay, yeah, I like doing that too. Ripped papers that you've made. Yeah, go look on Twitter. Julie has was that the last one you posted, Julie? The Frida page? That was really good. Oh yeah, I love using like ripped tissue paper, deli paper, even just cardstock. All right, put a little dab here. Yeah, most of my pages, when I first started art journaling, that's when all the sprays and the Inktense and all that. So I have pages and pages of just background color that I played with. And then I didn't know where to go from there. So they sat empty, and now like this, I'll pull them out and just start, like if I see an image or if there's a stamp I want to use, just to get something else down, and then it kind of takes off from there. But I usually, once in a while I have a plan, but I usually don't. Right, it's all yours. It's all yours. A lot of people do that. Well, that was like Lena when she did her journal by 5. All the collaging she did, I think, was all her own art that she photocopied. Okay, so Debbie likes to plan hers out. Now, did you even do that with your file folder pages that you did, Debbie? You kind of had you used a plan or a theme for each page. See, I know, like with these art journal pages and stuff, I don't worry about using magazine pictures because I'm not selling it to anybody. Okay, so page by page, you had a theme and then you worked from there. Yeah, you should pull those out, Debbie, and do a flip. Those were, I really like those. Yeah, okay, Julie does zero planning. She just goes for it. Cool. Okay, so you had a theme for your journal by fives. You did, okay, cool. It does, that journal by five thing, you know, the more we laughed, but the more you plan, the more enjoyable it is. I mean, you have to plan some like that because you at least have to have a pile, you know, your piles of stuff that you're going to work on. You could never just go in and be like pulling it from your stash at home. That would be crazy. Okay, so oh, you're prepping bags. What do you get for a paper bag journal, Debbie? That's a good one. He's almost too big. There's a chicken. Oh my God, Eileen, speak speak for yourself. Oh, no more vinyl zipper bags. Oh, you're done with his vinyl zipper bags? Oh, you're prep. Oh, okay. Your vinyl zipper bags. Okay. Okay. So you like doing that? Okay. Definitely want to use this on something. That's kind of cute. No, nobody's an old bag here. See, like I stuck this in here to use. I should just glue that down. Let's see. Oh, this was a journal I took with on vacation. See, I know I have an orange page somewhere. So now this is the problem. I find that I know I have an orange page somewhere. I don't want to do it on here. I don't want to do it with all the flowers. Now I just need to find the journal with the orange page. Hold on a sec. We'll put that here. See, this is the problem. This is the hard thing about working in multiple journals. You don't know. No, I don't think. Maybe that's a possibility. All right, see, so this is how I journal. I just start looking through stuff, remembering old journal pages I did, looking for them, matching them up. Oh, thanks, Galena. Hey, Galena, how's that little monkey doing? This is a possibility, but I know I've got another orange page. Yes, I used it. No, I know I have another orange page. Hold on. Getting big. Here. I'm not going to flip through. Maybe that. I know there's still another one. It might work with that. Oh, I know. I can't wait to see my grandkids in a few weeks. Okay, Janet, sounds good. I'm looking. This is how I art journal. Like tons of books at a time. I know I've got an orange background somewhere. This is why I don't normally stream my art journaling, because I never have a plan and I just kind of look through stuff as I go. Ah, that's what I was looking for. That's, although any of these would have been good, but I think this is the one that goes with that. I don't know, maybe. So wouldn't that be funny if I went back to this one and put her here? Actually, she might go better here. Maybe put her right here. Okay, well, guys, what do you think? Right or left? I think this is the first page I found. This is the one I'm gonna do that on this one. probably here. Okay, cool. That kind of, because I didn't like all the flowers on there. All right, so anyway, so it is 10 to 1. Left, yeah, that's what I was thinking, Dorothy. I'm just going to go ahead and glue it down. The only thing you have to be careful of when you do a bunch of backgrounds, some of these backgrounds I've done were done with sprays, and I know that they're going to move. So go light with your brush till you know what you've what's down there. Oops. So Janet, are you about ready? Because it's almost 1 o'clock. That's usually when I hand over to Lena. And then Jean had mentioned that she might come on it too, but I don't know. I haven't heard anything from Jean today. Then just take your fingers to kind of smooth these out. Oh, Jean's not streaming. Okay. Oh, good. So I'm glad Janet's streaming. All right, so that'll be a fun page. I like that. All right, I'm going to dry this with the heat gun. Okay, yeah, anytime, Janet, because I'm just going to work on my journals, and all I'll be doing is looking through collage fodder, washi tape, all that kind of stuff. It's not real exciting, so anytime you want to start. So I guess the thing is, if you have a bunch of backgrounds you want to journal on, just have a bunch of stuff. Like I'm going to see. Let me grab some washi tape and then we'll finish up here. Okay, CB, see you later. Okay, so I just looked in my drawer, saw this washi tape that was orange and pulled it out. So, sunny state of mind. Perfect. I'll put this here. I'll go over that with matte medium, and then I'm just going to put some more washi tape on the pages just to kind of fill it in. Do this here. Have it finish off over here. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so that just added in some color. There. So now I went from pages that I really didn't like with just those flowers painted on to a good start for another art journal page. And it was all done by color. I knew I had an orange page, grabbed some orange washi tape and glued it down. All right. Thanks. You're welcome, Eileen. Hope you guys had fun. We'll head over to Janet's. Does someone want to post Janet's link so people can just hop over there? You're welcome, Colleen. You're welcome, Dorothy, Janet, Joan. Thanks for coming. Oh, you're welcome, Vaughn. Bye, Lena. Take care. Can't wait till you come back. Bye, Teresa. Teresa, your package. I've got yours and Xander's package. I'm hoping to get them out today. I've got to go to the post office. Sorry it's taken so long. Okay, everybody. Thanks for coming. See you later. Bye-bye. Thanks, Picola, for helping out.